I'll put some links like just for like tutorials as far as like working the actual software. I'll put it in the group chat so y'all can look at that on your own time.
Which way we facing these speakers?
Well, you can turn towards you. Alright, so that's your power cord. There's you got a surge down here. So you can just pass that to me if you want. Alright, so for these, let's do the red and the black wires first. Those go, like you see the little metal parts. Those are.
It don't matter which end go on which side.
No, just long as the colors are matching, and how you open that, you'll just pull them back and just push them in. Just get a little wire. Okay. And then you do the same for the other one. You got your HDMI. So let's just have that set up over there for now. Once we get everything else plugged in, we'll set it all up in one space. Move these.
You want to pull that little red lever down so it'll slide in?
Yeah, I'm trying to, but my hands in the way. There we go.
Alright, get a little toe, you good. Alright, now, so you're gonna take this, these are gonna go into the back of your interface. So yeah.
And then that goes in the left.
Yes, sir. Same for that. Just random tidbits of information. So what this does is it processes all your sound equipment. So when you're recording any vocals, recording anything, whether it be this or like an actual instrument, drum machine, etc., it runs through here and then it goes to your computer. So it's kind of like a middleman for sound, if you will. You know? Alright, so now we got that plugged in. Let's just face everything forward. Emeka, I want you to plug the mic in. So if you see on the front of this right here, this will be your female piece. Obvious, you know. Okay, so you're gonna plug the male into the female. Okay. When two pieces of equipment love each other very much. And once again, don't be shy, but also like look how that is, how the prongs are. Make sure and match those prongs
line up.
Yeah. All right, and then you're gonna plug that into here. And once again, like try to either feel or look at your prong. All right.
Okay, yep, make sure it snaps.
Get this. Does it snap?
Yeah, it snapped in.
Get a little tug. All right, cool. So now your mic and your speakers are set up. Anybody tell me what this is?
It's a computer.
Good job, y'all. Okay, so this is your Mac Mini. I'm Malik. How you plug that in? That's your power source, of course. And after you plug that in, I want you to plug this into one of the USB ports. And I'll just take that so we can set that kind of somewhere close.
Just one on you? It don't matter which one?
No. All right, so we got that. So let's do our keyboard. Emeka, you're gonna do the keyboard, and Malik, you're gonna do the monitor. So yes, sir. the keyboard and mouse are USB.
Okay.
Your monitors 9 times out of 10 are going to be HDMI. Thank God for the future. Usually, just to save space, well, after you plug all that stuff in, we'll just turn everything around. I usually put my monitor on top of the Mac Mini, and you can slide the Mac Mini back, so everything will be in between this. So you have space for your keyboard, excuse me, mouse, etc. So you got that. Mama D, have you plug these headphones in?
Sure.
So your headphones are going to be plugged in to the interface. Do you remember which piece of equipment is the interface?
This
Yes.
is the interface.
So I can do this. I can do this in real life. All right. So there's another random tidbit of information. If you see any port this size, this is a 1/4 inch. You see something that size is an 1/8 inch. So if somebody asks you for a 1/4 inch, you know what that looks like. Plug that in. You can put this over here, and I'll take the power cord.
Was that last one the mouse you just plugged in?
Oh no, I plugged in the mouse.
What
I
was the
believe
one
that's
you just-
The monitor,
monitor.
into
Yeah.
the HDMI into the computer.
Yeah. All right. So, and of course, we're gonna want to turn everything around, but we don't have to, just for the sake of seeing where everything goes. So, we have everything plugged in. So Malik can go ahead and turn that computer on. There should be a power button. For the speakers, you got your power in the back, and then you're gonna turn. Then you got your knob right here. Oh, that'll probably help if you turn that on. Let's see.
Oh,
Okay, so we got power. Turn that on.
Yeah, I can.
All right, so we got your lights, got all of that, cool. So, also, instead of like, there's that bin in the back, like in the studio, all of this stuff is gonna live in this suitcase, and we'll break it down in a minute. So we're gonna let that boot up. The program that we're running off is called Logic X Pro. If you ever,
Miss Michelle said she gonna pick up Tiffany.
Great.
to me, Logic is kind of it's like Pro Tools' cousin. It's a little more user friendly in my opinion. So it's easy to teach young people. Yeah, only difference with this. Go. Wait. Hmm? All right, so
Password.
it's TWP Studio 19.
Password is TWP Studio 19.
No caps.
No caps.
I'm not lying to you. All right. So this is gonna be your this is your Logic icon. So go ahead and double click on that, Emeka.
Okay. Logic icon far right.
Yeah, Logic Pro.
Logic
X.
Pro X.
Let's double click on it.
Double click.
Let's see. Okay. So it says it's not responding. Oh,
it's
yeah, it
popped
is.
up.
All right, so this is Logic. Let's let's not do that. I don't know what that is. We're gonna go to Huntington Middle. Matter of fact, we'll start a new one. Alright, let's save. Okay, so when you're starting a new project, I want you to, how it says empty project, you can go ahead and press choose.
Empty project.
Yeah.
Choose.
Blam. So there you go. Now it's gonna ask you how many tracks you want to create. It really all depends on like what you're doing, but I always start with like 4. So you could either just type in 4 or just click up to 4. It's up to you.
Type those in and create.
Whoop. There you go. Now you got 4. You have 4 audio tracks. Y'all see this right here? That's picking up your microphone. That's how you know that you have sound. So click on audio 4 really quickly.
Clicking on audio 4.
Double click it.
Double click audio 4.
Oh, dang. You see it really quick. No, that's not what I was looking for. Alright, this is what I'm looking for. So sometimes when you start your new things, where is it? It'll ask for like your inputs. This is set up different than the one on the computer. But okay. But yeah, if you ever see it, like if it ever asks for an input or if it says that an input is missing, the way that you will know is this is labeled 1 and 2. So the one that's going to be plugged into this is usually input 1. And that's what you're going to pick. But for recording audio, we'll start with that and then actually like find like a beat or something to drag into the program. So Malik, you're gonna be recording Mama D. Mama D, you are now Betty Sue, and you're about to drop some poetry bars. So for this kind of setup, you're gonna want your artist, whoever is recording, to have the headphones. So Betty Sue.
So Miss Betty Sue, do you want to put on the headphones so you can record?
Sure.
All right.
I'll
Can
take
you?
this.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So
Can you hear?
Why gotta be Betty Sue?
who would you like?
Her name is Draisha.
Draisha.
Can I be Sade?
Sade.
I feel like I'm an Isha.
Okay.
All right. So
You're
Sade.
Sade.
So right now we're going to just check her vocals. Like, can you hear yourself?
Hello. Yes, I think. Yeah, I do. It's
Okay.
not loud, but yeah, I hear it.
You want me to turn it up?
Oh no, I hear it now.
Okay. So when you're doing this, you basically just don't want this to peak, like, and that just means like when it goes all the way to the red, like if I snap really loud, you see how that's peaking. When it does that, that means it's distorted, like the sound is going to be distorted, and and it makes it harder to mix. So you always want it to be around 0 dB, around there. Before you record, you're gonna drop your earring, Sade.
Got it.
Got it?
Got it.
So you're gonna press that red button in audio 4. That should record and enable, and then press the button right beside it too on your right. And put monitoring. Alright, cool. So, and once we're ready to record, we're going to always, if it's set up like this, just because our speakers are right next to the microphone, we're always gonna turn this like just down, like low. If you're ever just doing poems or something that doesn't have music attached to it, you can pretty much just turn it all the way down, because that's all there is just the vocals. If you want to hear like some of the music, like we can like set this up a little bit further from the speakers and then still have this kind of like low, so you can hear the music and like hear what's going on. So So after that, just if Sade is ready, all you gotta do to start recording is press this button right there.
Yeah.
So
Ready, Miss
does
Shada?
it- Yes, but I have a question.
Okay.
Is this placement of the mic, does it matter if I'm tall or?
That's a good question. All right. Matter of fact, no, because you can adjust that. So you're gonna want like you're gonna have Sade kind of stand up straight, so you're not like your neck's not down or nothing, like so you feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna want that microphone about like level to where her mouth is.
Mm-hmm.
Not
The
this,
mic.
but the
Sorry,
mic
sorry.
itself. My fault. So do you see where there's
the
two
bell.
places you can adjust it right there? Yeah, that's the one I always suggest.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to go left.
Lefty loosey, right tighty.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's one right.
Okay. So
Yes.
it's about all right. So you see how it's leaning forward a little bit? You're gonna want to tilt this up.
Just up.
There you go.
Okay.
So now she's ready to go,
All right.
and then you just press record. You're gonna Sade's gonna hit anytime that you see this on right here, that gives you like a count in, so that you'll just hear 4 clicks and then it'll start recording. So we can go ahead and let's get some audio recording. You just press that button.
Ready for me?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that you will bless us indeed. Extend my territory. Keep your right hand on me at all times and keep evil away.
That's a good.
That I will cause no harm. Be your ultimate good. I pray this as I pray all things in your name. Amen.
All right, now press the space bar, or you can press that. Yeah. All right. So Malik pointed out, like now you can double click on this. So now, now it sees that. We're gonna click this button right here.
Play.
No, the one to the left of it, starting it all the way over. All right. So now we're gonna press play and let's turn our volume up.
Oh, that you will bless us indeed. Extend my
All right.
territory. Keep your right
Kind of
hand.
quiet, right?
Yeah.
So there's two things. There's two things we can do. If that's the volume that like if who you're recording is more soft spoken, you're gonna turn your mic level up here. So
It was loud in my ear.
yeah, and this is your headphone.
Oh.
Yeah. So now let's press the play button or the space bar. Cool. We're gonna right click on that audio, and you can go ahead and delete it. Yeah, delete it. Only time that you're gonna wanna keep something is like if you're doing like multiple takes or whatever, and like there's something that you want to use, and you're like, okay, we can work with that. So then you would keep it, and then we can do another take. All right. So let's adjust.
Record.
Yes, here you go. So let's adjust the microphone. All right, Emeka, it's gonna be your turn.
Okay.
You can put the headphones. Yeah, no. Yeah, we're about to. This is pretty much it. So now Emeka, let's practice before we record.
Okay.
So you're gonna speak into your mic.
Check 1 2.
Okay, you're a little bit taller, so. Also, if you see folks standing kind of far, well, you can probably take like a step up. Like they don't have to have like mouth on this.
Yeah.
But like it all depends on the person. If you have a louder person, they can stand to be a little bit further back.
Okay.
You have somebody that's more soft spoken, encourage them to step forward some.
I see.
Now, do whatever you're gonna do, but do it at the volume like you're performing it.
Look, look, it's in a book. You should read it because books are important. Put the lit back in literacy.
Okay. So you see, like you see
It
it
did,
there. Yeah. So I would turn it up just a little bit. Yeah. All right. So let's turn our monitor back down. As long as this is blinking, that means it's ready to record, and you're always gonna want to have your monitoring on. So after that, go ahead and press the record button.
You ready?
Look, look, it's in a book. You should read it because books are important.
All right. So stop. So let's listen to that. You just or you can like if it's in a space like that, you can click up here, like where the lines are. There you go, and then press play.
A book. You should read it because books are important.
So press spacebar. Say you got like that's your audio level or whatever. That's what you work with. If you this is like your volume right here, so you can adjust that to turn it up higher, and we can get into like mixing and stuff another time. 'Cause that's a whole different ball game. But
So he could make you as low as that was. He could turn the volume up on it after it's been recorded.
yes, especially because it's as low as it is. That make like when you have more
They do
space.
that like this.
Yeah. So that's like, so when you have more space and it's not peaking, that gives you more room to edit.
Okay.
And that's why you want to have like you don't want it to be super loud because then you can do more in the editing process. And that's where you get your sounds and stuff like that.
And the peaking is when it turns red.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's basically it's distorting the sound.